This point is going to be more subjective in nature, so I wanted to get it out of the way first. When it comes to general comfort, it's very personal. I personally really much prefer an LBE system. I think it's a lot more comfortable on my body, and it takes away a lot of the weight for the shoulders and distributes it nicer. Again, it really depends on the individual here. There is nothing wrong with chest rigs. I wore them many times. If set up correctly and not loaded up too much, they can be extremely comfortable as well. Don't forget, mission that takes gear, there is no such thing as one fits all. Let's talk about wearing a rucksack. Simple here, the chest rig is going to have an advantage, no questions asked. Now having a backpack makes the job a lot easier to carry a backpack, but also it's possible with an LBE if you set it up correctly. Your rucksack should be high and tight, and you're gonna sacrifice your belt, which admittedly is very important. If your rucksack is really heavy, having a waist belt really helps. So that's definitely a disadvantage for the LBE. Therefore, it's possible to carry a large rucksack with an LBE, but you need to make some adjustments to your setup to make it work. Of course, with the chest rig, there is no problem. There's nothing on your back, nothing obstructing the rucksack. So this is a clear winner here. Chest rigs are going to be a bit more comfortable with a rucksack. Let's talk about integration with armor. I'm wearing a slick carrier here with level 4 plates, which I just realized I definitely didn't adjust right on my back plate, so please excuse that. So personally, I thought this was going to be much more of a close call, but I found out it isn't. I really think the LBE again has an advantage here. Personally, I found wearing a chest rig over my armor to be a lot more tiring on my trap muscles and on my shoulders. Having the LBE spreading the weight across your waistline really helps, and it makes everything more comfortable. An additional note, when it comes to this specific application, I think it's kind of neat that an LBE can be removed a lot easier because it kind of acts like as a jacket. So you can just clip it and dump it quite quickly. The chest rig is not too bad itself. It's quite easy to disengage and put on. You can just get a little hung up putting on the back strap, for example. A lot of people were mentioning vehicles. Obviously, this car is a very spacious car, so it really helps the situation. When it comes to entering a vehicle, obviously chest rig is very much easier. Not having any obstructions on your belt line, it's more comfortable to enter and also exit. But also just sitting there is going to be more comfortable because there's nothing on your lower back. With the LBE, obviously the backpack is kind of in the way, but it's important to say that you don't have to carry a backpack. You can remove it and it is going to help greatly. Having a backpack obviously is going to be a bit more annoying to have that on your lower back, and I would not suggest doing that for long trips. Exiting the vehicles is equally as easy. You might bump around with the LBE a little bit. I thought about adding this little demonstration on going prone and doing a simple reload just to see if I could notice any difference. In all honesty, it's not that much of a difference. I think both systems work fine. If the chest rig is set up properly and you don't have 16 stacks of magazine in front of your body, you're gonna be able to go prone just as fine and do a reload just as efficiently. I gotta say, I like having my magazine pouches a bit on my hips. For me personally, it's a bit more comfortable on the prone, and also there is definitely nothing on your belly that could interfere and make you feel more uncomfortable. In theory, you could get a little bit lower with an LBE. Lastly, the last point I want to address is just basic load carrying abilities. It's kind of pointless to mention it, but obviously the LBE is going to be able to carry a ton more gear. Sustainment, food, water, shelter, ammo. There is just no competition here. This system is built specifically to carry a lot more sustainment kit and weight around your body.
I think we kind of covered most scenarios that would be likely and that people would question. The one thing that I didn't like as much is having a regular chest rig on top of the armor, because personally it puts a lot more pressure on your traps. So I feel that a lot more. When it comes to the LBE, it's really nice having that weight kind of held against your waist. So when you're wearing it with armor, it takes away from your shoulder and it feels a lot nicer. Going prone is a different story. Overall, I don't think there is a clear winner. Obviously the LBE is a bit of an advantage because it's all open here and you have your pouches kind of on the side. But also the chest rig, if set up correctly and you don't have a million layers of gear right in front of you, it's not that bad to reload from and kind of lay there. Wearing it with a rucksack is also kind of a close call, right? The chest rig is gonna have an advantage there because you don't have anything kind of close to your waistline, and it's easier to pretty much have a waist strap that goes around you and takes the weight of the rucksack. On the other side, the LBE can achieve this if set up correctly. If your ruck is high enough, you might not be able to get the waist strap on you, which is important if you're carrying a heavy load for a long time. Admittedly, that's something that takes away from the LBE experience. I got a lot of comments on the last video regarding vehicles, and yes, vehicles are important. To be honest, the LBE is obviously not as good, but it's also not as bad as I thought. You can definitely sit in a vehicle semi-comfortably. Obviously having the butt pack, which by the way can be removed if that's not a piece of gear you need. It's not bad. You can sit there. You're gonna have kind of that bulge on your lower back that if you're driving for a short distance, I would say probably within an hour or two, maybe something you can deal with. When it comes to general load carrying ability, there's absolutely no question. The LBE is vastly superior. You can actually sustain yourself for multiple days without a pack. Talked about this before. The butt pack is huge. You can carry so much stuff: water, food, extra clothing, maybe an improvised shelter if you set it up correctly. So that's a clear winner right there if that's something you care about. When it comes to general comfort, I'll be honest, it varies on the load, but I've grown to really like the LBE setup more. For me personally, it's so much more comfortable, both with and without armor. Just kind of the way that distributes the weight. And I personally like having stuff on the hips. I mean, this has been done for many years. I mean, it goes back to, I don't even know, World War I maybe? I don't know, but it's definitely not something new by any means. So overall, that's my preference there. In conclusion, it really depends on your preference, which is gonna be kind of the anecdote or every single video I make. It really depends on what you need and for what you need it for. But hopefully this video helps you kind of show the different situations and what helps you the best to understand. Guys, let me know what you think. Obviously everybody's gonna have a different opinion, but leave a comment, say what you think is best for you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you do comment and like. That's, to be honest, the thing that helps the most out. A channel small like mine is that engagement. YouTube really likes to see that, and that's how my video gets distributed to more people to see and enjoy. Hopefully you guys like the content. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Nice.